So even though we're about to move into season 4 of The Flash in a few months, and we have a ton of new stuff to focus on, like what's going on with Wally West in the traditional Flash suit, the fact that he's fighting samuroids from the comics, and that they're actually bringing in the elongated man, despite the fact that he supposedly died in the particle accelerator explosion.
Jake Davenport, Daria Kim, Ralph Dibny. I know the names of every person who died that night.
But whatever, let's just say Flashpoint brought him back. Anyways, a lot of people are still hung up on why certain things in the show are still a thing after the death of Savitar in the season 3 finale. Like, why does Wally even still have powers if Savitar died? If taking away Savitar's memories in the episode Cause and Effect took away Wally's speed,
you got rid of Barry's memories. What Barry remembers, Savitar remembers.
Savitar loses his memory and he doesn't go along with the plan to give Wally powers.
Cause and effect.
Shouldn't the same thing happen if Savitar's dead? And wait a minute, if Savitar's dead, shouldn't HR technically come back to life? He only sacrificed himself to stop Savitar, so if Savitar died, especially if he died before Barry made another time remnant or became a version of Savitar himself, then how could Savitar go back in time and eventually get to the point where he'd kill HR? And what about the Speed Force prison? If Savitar is dead, then there's no reason for Barry to make a prison in the Speed Force since there's no one to trap. So why is it still there in the season finale? All great questions, and funny enough, they all have really simple answers too. So let's get into it. Let's break it down and examine this plot hole Savitar's death opens up and find out why it's not exactly a plot hole in the first place. So the simplest way to explain all this is to say that by erasing Savitar after he messed around with Team Flash and tried to be a god, Barry and his friends managed to cement all of Savitar's actions in the past as fixed points in time that can't be changed, thanks to the Speed Force's tendency to prevent paradoxes. Now, just in case you haven't seen my Savitar Origins video, which you should, I'll put a link to it on screen and in the description. Let me run through it here real quick so we're all on the same page. Basically, Savitar kills Iris in 2017, then fights Barry in 2020, killing all the time remnants Barry creates to help him out except for one.
You're even gonna create time remnants of yourself, but he's gonna kill them all mostly.
This one time remnant goes insane after being rejected by Team Flash for some reason and travels back in time, becoming Savitar, getting the Philosopher's Stone, and starting his cult in the process. After all that's done, Savitar then decides to travel to 2017 and harass Barry, eventually killing Iris and starting the cycle all over again. Easy, right? And keep in mind, it's because of this closed loop that erasing Barry and Savitar's memories got rid of Wally's speed. They interrupted Savitar in the middle of the cycle and kept him from doing anything that happens after that, like going back in time and creating alchemy, who would eventually end up giving Wally his speed. And if Savitar were erased from existence while he couldn't remember anything, powerless Wally would have been cemented as history and he definitely would have lost his powers forever. I mean, think about it, it makes sense. The Speed Force will go out of its way to prevent a paradox from happening. We actually have some precedent for this, like how the show treated the Reverse Flash. Remember how we saw Eddie Thawne shoot and kill himself to stop Eobard during the season 1 finale? He got erased from existence, and yet everything Eobard did in the past still happened, like creating the particle accelerator, killing Barry's mom, and almost killing Barry himself. Hell, Barry even ran back in time and hung out with him for an episode. It's the same thing with Savitar. The Speed Force just sticks a copy of whatever it needs to in the past, so any events that person or thing was involved in still happened without them actually existing. In Savitar's case, the real Savitar is still technically erased from existence, but everything he did in the past that led to him being erased, like giving Wally his speed, fighting Barry, and trying to become a god, still happened, allowing the present to exist. This is also the same reason HR isn't still alive after Savitar's erased. The Speed Force made that event a fixed point in time, so there's always going to be a version of Savitar at that point in time ready to kill him.
If Dawn dies before he can time travel again, will that save Barry's mother?
No. In our timeline, Barry's mother's already dead and her death is a fixed point and nothing can change that.
Kinda sucks, doesn't it? Speaking of the Speed Force, that leads us to the Speed Force prison. Now this one's a little weird for me. This is the only one I really don't understand the confusion over. The Speed Force exists outside of time and space, unaffected by whatever speedsters do on their Earth. That means if Barry creates the Speed Force prison, that prison will always be there from that point onward. The Barry we've been watching this entire time wouldn't have to recreate it to preserve the timeline or anything like that. It would just always be there. It basically plays by the same rules the rest of the multiverse plays by as far as time travel goes.
Easy, because we've never been here either.
Right. Other Earth, other timeline.
Yes, exactly.
Now, how Team Flash is going to get around the prison's rules and get Barry out of there, I still have no idea. Maybe they'll be able to use a device from DeVoe or Tracy or something, who knows. But anyways guys, that's my take on this plot hole that the season 3 finale of The Flash supposedly opened up. If you like this video and you agreed with anything I've said, or if you have your own theories you want to throw out there, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you all are able to come up with. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button, maybe leave me a comment while you're at it, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out any of my social media pages. I've got a Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. All those links are going to be in the description below. And I've also got my last video right there in the middle of your screen, so if you want to check that out, go ahead and click it, check it out. Alright, and I will see you all next time.